Again, Blake, thanks so much for that hour of your time. I truly appreciate it. Hope everyone's doing phenomenal. Had some chicken, some broccoli, feeling good, ready to get some trading on. I did play Intel, and it is doing pretty much what I thought it would do. Intel is going to be tough because it's Intel. So it's only going to go down so far today, most likely. It's a blue chip. It is a very good gap. The 100 is pretty far away. So my thought is on Intel, as it took out this white 15-minute candle, this was just kind of like that S-curve pattern that I'm looking for. So something like this, this, and this. And we're getting most of it right now. So it's about a 1-to-1 risk reward. Actually a little bit better than that. The 10 EMA on the 15 is at 53.97. And if I turn on the extended hours, it's at 52.92. So we're going to see how Intel interacts with that price point. Here's the 5-minute chart, and it's broken above the 20. So this is a little bit of a tweezer bottom right here on Intel. So I do know now what price it needs to break and how much lower it needs to go in order for that to potentially work. So if I'm doing some math, we made 1.18 Rs, or at least I did, on FLT. And I got 1 R of risk right now on Intel. So if it does just run up and stop me out, then I'll make 0.18 Rs on the day, which is definitely not amazing, but it's not horrible. So we'll kind of just see what it does. But again, I'm assuming I'm going to be able to lower my risk at some point here pretty soon on Intel based on this 15-minute chart. Because again, it did fail the 10 EMA on the 15 2 or 3 times before. So once it does that, we'll just see. But yeah, Intel is quirky is not the right word, but again, it's just a strong blue chip, and for it to continue rolling over much later in the afternoon, it'll kind of require the markets to roll over a bit. So here's the Qs, and the Qs look like they're trying to bounce. So we'll see. We'll see on Intel. If I do exit early and lose small, it'll be just your average day. Win 1, lose 1, up on the day. Super average. Again, there are some days where I'll win 2 or 3 in a row, which is amazing. And, every now and then that's great. But Tony says, Jeremy, are you in with options or shares? Shares. If I was in with options, Tony, you would know. I'd be very specific about what strike, what expiration, all that kind of stuff. All right. So I did cancel GILD. And so this is the trade that we had open before we went into lunch. So GILD is canceled. Off with that one. Done. So you can take that one off the list. WDC and Intel are kind of moving pretty similarly. FLT, so we just talked about that earlier. There are some traders still in that one. So thumbs up if you're still in FLT. Nicely done. Here's Apple. Apple's hanging out. JD.com. Really, we could take JD off the list for today. And then Workday, WDAY. I can take that one off the list. It's been slowly grinding higher. BIIB. I was looking at this one to break down at one point, but we can take that one off the list. Here is SPY. And SPY, very nice double bottom here on the 5-minute chart. So that looks nice. And then VRX. So VRX did have a pretty decent gap down. Here's that 5-minute chart. And this one could be potentially a low of the day break. So we'll get to see what VRX does. And then AMD. I know a lot of you have been watching and keeping tabs on AMD. So AMD it just had a nice little retest, made a new high. Looking pretty good. We'll just see what AMD ends up doing. So the good news is we had another hour of recordings for all of you. So if you're watching the recordings, thanks so much for being here. If you're still here live, I appreciate being here live. What I want to talk about, at least on today, is I want to discuss something that a lot of traders battle with, small accounts. And I do have a lot of videos out there, and I'll kind of reference some of those videos. But trading with small accounts. So I will oftentimes mention that small accounts is anything under $25,000, just because it is, it's hard to day trade. So if you have less than $25,000, you can pretty much say, all right, I got a small account. How do I grow it? And there are many of you that are going to be in this realm, and that is okay. So type in a 1 if you are in that realm, $25,000. Now, again, for some of you, it's on purpose, right? So some of you have more money, but you're like, okay, I'm going to trade with less amount to prove that I can do that. And if you're not in that situation, so let's say you just have $25,000 and that's all you have from either savings or IRAs or whatever, and that's all you got, then the fastest way to begin growing this has nothing to do with trading. You are going to have to slowly build and increase your mindset. So I know that has nothing to do with trading, but that's going to be step number 1. You're going to have to start working on what's in here if you're going to start increasing your money or what money is in your account. And that's going to start with, honestly, the cheapest, easiest way, reading a lot of books. Reading books on self-improvement, on money, on growing yourself as a person, what to think about, how to think. One book I could certainly recommend for that is any book by Jen Sincero. She's a really good author and has 2 fantastic books that are going to help a lot of people out there. It's going to have to be a mentor of some kind, because a lot of people think that you have to hire a mentor or pay a lot of money for a mentor, but you can do that with books. Books, videos, you have to grow what's inside your mind. There is no other way to do it. It's all going to start in the brain. So if you have a smaller account, which again, just anything less than $25,000, what first has to happen is you have to realize how much money is out there. You also have to realize how easy it is to obtain that money. You also have to feel that you truly deserve that amount of money. And it's going to all come down to what you do and the routines and the rituals that you do in your day-to-day activity. It's going to come down to that. It's a challenge. There is no way around it, ladies and gentlemen. A huge uphill battle. It is a challenge to grow that amount of money. It's hard. There's no magic pill. There is no trading room that's going to help you more than any other particular trading room. It's all going to start in your mind. Books, mindsets, mentors. That's what's going to be helping you get an idea of how to take a small amount of money and to grow it. Because again, you have to realize that the world is in abundance. You have to figure out and begin to change your rituals. You have to do and figure out what is it that rich people do that you're not doing. Right? So if you see someone like, this person's wealthy, I want to be like them, what do they do? What do rich people do differently than what you do? And usually it's just all about how they think. They know how much money is out there. It's the massive difference between abundance mindset and scarcity mindset. Because one of the biggest takeaways that I ever learned, it came down to this. Came down to realizing the financial position I am in or was in is because I felt I deserved that. I put myself in that position that I was in. No one else did that other than me. Now, here's the interesting thing. It was all subconscious. I'm going to prove it to you. Ready for this? Type in a 1 if you've heard the term work hard. Work hard. Outwork the competition. Put in more time and hours than the competition. All those are very true. However, for me personally, for a long time, I felt that I had to work extremely hard to make a lot of money. And I was working very, very hard, but it dawned on me at one particular point in time that there's only so many hours in the day. What if you charged $600 an hour for whatever service that you do? $600 an hour. How many hours are you going to work in a given day? So let's say you're an engineer or an electrician or a lawyer or a doctor or a stock trader or whatever. You're charging $600 an hour. How much money are you going to make a year or in a week? All right, that's just for 1 hour. So this was the mindset shift that really, really helped me massively. But $600 an hour, let's say you work 20 hours a day. 20 hours a day, 7 days a week. All right, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Every single day of your life, 7 days, no breaks, 20 hours a day. How much money are you making? Well, 20 hours a day times 60 is 12 grand. Okay? 12 grand times 7 days is $84,000 a week. $84,000 a week, and there's 52 weeks in a year. Let me minimize this. 52 weeks in a year. So 84 times 52 equals $4,368,000. Okay? Good amount of money. Every year. You're doing pretty well. Are you though? Financially, yes. If everyone here has $4 million, you're very happy, potentially. You are definitely changing your life, potentially. But you're working 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Sunday, Monday, your birthday, Jesus' birthday. You're working every single day, all the time. So that's a cap. Now, type in a 3 if you guys agree that $600 an hour is a lot of, I mean, that's a decent amount per hour. I would agree on that. That's pretty solid. So here's the challenge though. What if you want to make hundreds of millions of dollars a year? What if you want to make billions of dollars a year? What I'm trying to get at is there is no amount of time that you can work in order to make that much money. Simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. There's no amount of time that you can work to make as much money as you probably want to. Because what will end up happening is we all know this is a schedule designed and destined for burnout. We can all agree on that, right? So yeah, you're doing pretty well, but you're probably miserable. So you're going to be making a lot less if you are, let's say you're doing $600 an hour and you are working 5 days a week and you're only working 15 hours a day, right? That's going to dramatically cut how much money you're going to be making every single year. Dramatically. So the thing is, we have to realize that no matter how hard we work, there is only so much time in the day. And this is the mindset shift, one of the mindset shifts that helped me start to make more money as a trader and just as an individual person. Another change that helped me was when I asked this question. I started asking this question more. I initially started asking, how do I make more money? Type in a 1 if you ask that question pretty much every day. Many of you are going to ask that question, how do I make more money? It could be in trading, could be in life, could be anything. How do I make more money? It's your job and your retirement. Here's a better question that I want you to ask from here on out for the rest of your life. This one shift, even though you're getting this in a webinar that's entirely free, this one shift in your change in your mind will radically improve how much money you make for the rest of your life. Better question. How do I become more valuable? Ladies and gentlemen, that's 2 totally different questions, isn't it? 2 totally different questions. Has nothing to do with money, has everything to do with value. Value, that is huge. So how do you become more valuable? What are some of your answers to that question? Don, I'd love to know what you think. Seymour, Chief, Jesse, Devin, everyone who's here, how would you become more valuable? It's a totally different question, right? Because most people, if I say make more money, what do people say? Work harder, work more. It's a poor person's mentality, my friends, because you can only work so much. There's my buddy Alejandro says, develop or build something that is important or useful for others. My man. Alejandro with the answer. That's it. Become more valuable. Add more value to people. Build something, create something, invent something, sell something, design something, paint something. it means you have to become more valuable, and it does come into contact with you have to begin to learn more about something. Knowledgeable. You have to become more knowledgeable about something. So maybe it's the stock market. I'm probably not spelling that right. Maybe it's the stock market. Maybe it's sales. Maybe it's online marketing. Maybe it's real estate. Whatever it might be. It could be anything. But another question is, how do I make money while I sleep? Another question you got to ask yourself, even if you have smaller amounts of money. The challenge is when you have small amounts of money, you're like, yeah, okay, this is all great and everything, Jeremy, but if I only got $3,000, how do I do any of this? How do I go build something to create more value? I don't have any money to go build it, so how would I do it? Oh my goodness, that's the easiest answer ever. Go get more money. Because if you have knowledge, if you have true value, if you have knowledge that comes in from some source, from some insight, from some information that you have, when you have more knowledge, you will automatically know something that someone else doesn't know. Let's make a really easy example. Easy example. Let's say you become more knowledgeable in building a website. Just a random example. You can learn how to build a website for tens of dollars. It could be money you buy from books. It could be online courses. You can learn how to build a website for tens of dollars. And then you have to practice that and you become more knowledgeable. And once you become more knowledgeable in building a website, you either go teach other people how to build a website and make money that way, or you go build websites for people and make money that way as well, right? You now have a knowledge. Or you say, hey, company XYZ, I have knowledge on how to build XYZ. Let me provide that value to you, and you provide me money to build it, or whatever the case is. Money is the easiest part of the formula. So I'll give you an example, another one. Let's say, for example, you are a parent and you have a child who has some type of sickness. And there's one particular type of medicine, you've done the research, everyone's told you, you know for sure that if you spend $568,000 to buy this one particular treatment or operation, that you would save your child's life. Do you find the money, yes or no? Go ahead and throw it in the chat pane. What do you guys think? If it costs $568,000 for you to save the life of your child, are you going to do it? Yeah, of course you are. No question. So if you don't have that money, how can you be so confident that you can go get $568,000? You'll beg, borrow, or steal. You'll do whatever is necessary to get that money to save that person's life. It is pure willpower, pure confidence, pure drive. You have a 100% unequivocal focus. And when you have that, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to accomplish no matter the obstacle. It's going to happen. Guess what? It'll happen. It will. It'll occur. If you go, this is what I'm going to do. No question. Bam, I'm making this happen. You will go make that happen. And in so doing, you'll go get the money and you will save the life of your child, which is obviously more than money can buy. So in the same instance, if you want to grow your account financially, it's going to start in the mind. You're going to have to understand that you are worthy of the money, that it's okay for you to have the money, that you're not going to lose the money because you have the knowledge of what to do with it. Here's one of the reasons that most people don't have a lot of money. Most people do not have a lot of money because they have a subconscious fear that once they have it, what happens? What's the next part? They will lose it. Correct. Now, most people are like, no, dude, that's BS. I don't believe that at all. You're totally incorrect. Really? You sure? Are you sure? Because deep down, if you don't have the money that you want, it's probably because you are afraid of losing it. Now, losing it doesn't mean that you're going to lose it in the stock market. It could be you have the fear of your family starts asking you for money and you say yes and start giving it away. Or your family starts asking for money and you say no. And what will that do? Cause you pain. So think about it like this. Subconsciously, most traders, this is what they're held back by right here. They're held back by, if they have money, they're going to eventually lose it because they know in their mind. All right, this is all made up fears, usually. They know that if they have money, people will ask them for money, and they will either say yes or they will say no. And if they say yes, they'll give it all away. And if they say no, people will not love them as much. And so these two subconscious triggers are usually what holds people back from getting money anyway. Because if your subconscious mind says, no, dude, you don't really want that much money, because if you have that much money, then people are going to call you greedy. Your family is going to call you greedy if you have $200 million in the bank account. They're going to say you don't need that much money. I mean, you deserve all of it because there's always more money to go around. You can't have all of the money. There will be more created. If you had every single dollar in this world, you would give some away in buying something. You would buy a house or cars or clothes or food. You would be putting money back into the cycle of the world, back into the economy. So it's pretty much irrelevant if you had all the money anyway, because you would still give it away. So you can have all of it. It doesn't matter. You have to feel like you deserve it all, though. You have to feel like you deserve the money in order for you to ever get it. So this is the mindset part. This type of work right here that takes time, takes energy, takes meditation, takes thought processes. You really have to put in work for you to understand, are you deserving of money? And if you feel like you deserve it and you are okay with either one of these scenarios, and you picture in your mind what's going to happen when XYZ occurs, you picture into your mind what happens when you get a bunch of money, you have to say no to people, you have to give it away, or you just simply say no. Once you become comfortable with that and you master the unknown, that's when you will start making more money. Your trading will be better. You'll make better decisions. You'll get in earlier. You'll hold on longer because you know that money is everywhere. You know that it's abundant. And once you put yourself into the future and you master the unknown, you realize and you create examples of here's what could happen, worst case scenario. And this is what will happen, worst case scenario. And I'm okay with both scenarios. Awesome. That's what's going to help. Because most people are just simply afraid of the unknown. That's what most people are truly afraid of. It's not that they're afraid of losing money. They're afraid of, if they have the money, they don't know what's going to happen next. And the reason is they've never put themselves in that frame of reference. They've never mentally put themselves in a life where they have $10 million because they think that it's never going to happen. So if you think it's never going to happen, you'll never put yourself there mentally. And if you never put yourself there mentally, you won't know what's going to happen. If you don't know what's going to happen, you won't get it because you fear the unknown. It's a beautiful cycle, but it happens all the time. All the time. Because it is so easy to grow a small account. It's insane. Here's how you do it. You take your money and you invest it. Into what? A company that you know and understand how they make money. How much? All of it, usually. Usually all of it, because if you have $3,000, you're not going to diversify $3,000. $3,000 is not worth diversifying. It's not going to happen. $3,000 should not make or break any single person here. And there's absolutely certain times where it can, but that is where that's the financial position that you're in. You have to get out of that financial position. It's going to only start with your mind. Now, when I say all of it, you can still put all of your money. Let's actually do a true or false question. True or false? You can put all of your money, your small account, into one particular trade and still mitigate risk. True or false? Very true. Now, most people are like, oh, Jeremy, it's not that easy because, you're only going to grow your money so quickly. So let's say, for example, you go to Apple. Who here has an Apple product? Type in a 1. All right, so most of you are going to type in 1s. You either have an iPhone, iPad, Apple TV, MacBook Pro, some type of Apple computer, something. And let's say 1 year ago today, just 1 year ago, which was what, June 18th, just simply a year ago, you put in $2,000 into Apple. $2,000 into Apple, you bought it at $144 a share, you were able to buy 13 shares. 13 shares 1 year ago, $2,000. Okay? Now, that $2,000, if you have 13 shares right now, that 13 shares is worth $189. It's $2,457. So you made $450. Jeremy, I can't live off $450. I know that. You can't live off of $2,000 either. So it's irrelevant. But during that course of time, during that year worth of data, during that year that you were invested in Apple, what could you have been doing with your brain and your body? Changing it. Asking people, doing interviews, listening to podcasts, reading books, working out, getting out of your comfort zone. Because if you want to grow, guess what has to happen? You're going to have to get out of your comfort zone, whatever that looks like. A lot of times it can be simple physical exercise will get most people out of their comfort zone. Now, when you get out of your comfort zone, you will grow. It's just going to happen. You're going to grow physically. And if you grow physically and you get more confidence about how your body looks, could that easily transfer into becoming more confident about your money? Yeah. Have you ever thought it was strange? Not everyone, but most people who are really physically in shape have more money. Have you ever felt that odd? Like if you go to the gym and you go, man, this person's, in really good shape and they have type of clothes on, they drive a type of car, they have certain glasses or shoes or whatever, and you're looking at this person and you just think that, man, this person is in physically great shape and it looks like they have some money. Why is that? Because those people committed a routine and a ritual that was disciplined, and they had to put in discipline in order to achieve something. And anytime you create yourself a disciplined ritual, you become more disciplined. And if you become more disciplined, your life starts to change. Very easy formula that I use in the stock market. Become more consistent. What happens if you become more consistent? You will become more disciplined. And what happens when you become more disciplined? You become more profitable. Simple as that. Because like I mentioned, over this year of this Apple example, you're up $457. You buy some books. You save money for this 12-pack, and instead you buy this book with it, and or this seminar purchase, or you're making a little bit more money at work, or whatever the case is, and you've manually put in some more money as well into this 2457. So during this 1 year period, let's just say again, you only make an additional $457 on that account. But now you have so much more knowledge than you had before that you go take that money and then you go put it into a company that you did a little bit of research on, you understand how they make money, you've pulled up, the company, the website, you've looked at them, you've done some research, you like the product, and you went and invested that into a company like Carvana. Newer IPO, did a little bit of research, and you put that $2,400 when it broke out right here. So that $2,400 has almost doubled in the course of a year and a half, because again, you got better at trading, you got better at looking at the charts, you got better with your mind, and now, oh man, now the doors have just opened. So now you took $2,400 to $2,457. Let's do just the math exactly. So let's say you bought at this price on the breakout or the retest, it really doesn't matter. $2,457 divided by $25.10, you bought 97 shares. And today you sold those 97 shares for $42. 42 even. That means your account is now $4,111. So you started with 2, now you turn it into 4. And now things can start getting fun. Because once you have $3,000, you can start leveraging your money for day trading purposes. I'm sure you are all very familiar with the hedge fund that I'm partnered with, but I wrote the article Retired on 10K. You can take $2,995 of that $4,011 and go access $30,000 of allocated funds to day trade with. Worst case scenario, you lose your $3,000 bucks. Best case scenario, you turn that $30,000 into $60,000. That's not even best case scenario. That's just a good scenario. But you see how quickly that can change within 1 year? I mean, within 1 year, it can easily happen. And then you have your money over here. You do the exact same thing with it over here. You take that additional $1,000, let's just say $1,111, and you go invest it into another company. It could be British Petroleum, it could be ExxonMobil, it could be a company that you know and you understand. You slowly grow that. At the same exact time, you are slowly growing this over here, and then boom, the world starts opening up. And again, during that whole time, you're doing things that put you out of your comfort zone. You're learning, you're reading books, you're reaching out to people, you're asking questions, you're asking better questions, right? You're not asking, how do I make more money, or how do I grow my account? You're asking, how do I become more valuable? What are the better stocks to trade? What are the best companies? What's the next big company? What's the next best trade to take? What's the next best investment that I can put my money into? You start asking different questions. Start asking different questions, you're going to change your life. So the reason I'm kind of breaking up this hour with this kind of, if you will, motivational, just, hey guys, you can do this, is because a lot of you will be viewing this particular hour, but many of you will still be battling that $2,000, $3,000 mark in your account, and it's okay. All I can tell you is there are numerous strategies, numerous ways to grow it, but it's all going to start in your mind. Every single one. You could day trade weekly options, you could do Forex, you could do futures, you could do day trading, do whatever you want, but it's all going to still start within your mind. By the way, I got stopped out of Intel a while ago. So good try. Didn't work, didn't roll over, went higher, no big deal. Won one, lost one, up on the day. That's how I roll. I like it. So just a quick update. So I'll put that in the journal and everything in a moment. Some of you were asking about VRX, and VRX, I think someone was in the trade bearish and they were looking at getting out. So I don't know if you took your profit, but whatever your 2R target was on VRX, hopefully you got out there. It was a very nice low of the day break. Gorgeous retest gap, very good finds. Well done. Leon says, what is the winner? It was FTL was the winner for today. I'm sorry, FLT. FLT. And the good news is I recorded the whole session so you guys can go back and look at, what we looked at to find it, how we found it, how we traded it, how many shares we got in, when we got in, all that good stuff. You can go in and review it. Only taking 2 trades today. Just 2 trades. 1 win, 1 loss. Feels real good. Michael says, Jeremy, would you short VRX off of the 10 EMA retest? No, I would short it off the 20, which is like $24.68. So I was looking at playing VRX from here. Yeah, it's already bounced off the 10 numerous times. So I wouldn't do it off the 10 at this point. Any questions about what I discussed? Any thoughts on that? Any revelations? Did it help anyone? Is it useful or beneficial? Classes where you're willing to show us your trading journal, I'll do whatever you need, my man. Here's the trading journal. What questions do you have about that, Klaus? So let me update this, 5305. Sorry, 5282, 5305, 870. Klaus says, it is existing others how to do it. It is exiting. It is exciting to see how others do it. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I appreciate you asking. So this is June. So far, guys, we've been doing very well in June. Our day trading results up 7 R's, 58% win-loss ratio for this particular month. And the good news is we're only halfway done. Only halfway done with the month. You got to be pretty happy about that. I mean, again, 10 hours a month is pretty solid. Pretty solid. Her name is Jen Sincero, S-I-N-C-E-R-O. There's so many books out there about money. But this is the one, if you read both of her books, I think you will really like them. I'm not getting paid to endorse her books, or I'm not an affiliate. I would be, but I'm not. Anyway, feel free to check her out. I love what she does. I love what she talks about. I love her spirit. Jeff says, I might have to read the article, but which broker lets you day trade with 30,000 with that small of an account? So I would suggest, if you guys haven't gotten the chance, hop over to a website. It's a really cool website called reallifetrading.com. Click on this little tab right here that says Premium. So this little box, this little pop-up only comes when you drag your mouse off the website, which I did. So when you click on Premium, click on Professional Trading. And all the information will be on this page, Mr. Johnson. All the information that you desire will be right there. Robert says, how do you get the right mindset? Books will help you dramatically. Working with people, or work with people who are where you want to be. So let me ask you this question. If you're a doctor, do you ever work with any other doctors, or do you just go right into surgery? In fact, I can't think of any profession that you don't have some kind of what's the word I'm looking for, like internship, or where you work with someone and they're helping you, some type of mentor, some type of training, apprenticeship. That's the word I was looking for. So I don't know of any really good career where there's just no apprenticeship. Right? Can you guys think of one? I mean, someone's going to be helping you, reaching out to you, guiding you somewhere. I mean, even if it's a teacher, right? Are you going to college? At some level, you have to be learning from someone that has been there where you are before. Robert says, agree. How do you develop? I deserve it. You just got to think it, man. Every day before you go to sleep and every day when you wake up. You got to feel it, believe it, think it, and it will happen. Yeah, brother. So anyway, again, the reason I'm bringing that up is that's one of my favorite things to talk about. That's why I call the company Real Life Trading. Most traders are just all about stocks. They're all about trading. And if all I can say is, that is usually, we've all heard this, trading is 80% mental. At some level, patterns are patterns, charts are charts, candlesticks are candlesticks, and that's that. The rest is all going to be your mentality. Yes, you do have to learn candles and support resistance, and you do have to understand certain things. But once you get that down and then you become consistent, you have that 20%. The rest is all mental. It is all mental. Joseph Smith says, hey, Jeremy, going to join you. It's been a while. I finally realized that I can't do this all alone. Man, I appreciate you asking and saying that, Joseph. Thank you for joining Real Life Trading. I truly appreciate that. You are 100% correct, man. Dude, no one can do this alone. Nobody. Why do you think I surround myself with so many good traders? You know? I mean, why do you think I do it? I surround myself with people so much better than me in every spectrum so that I can get better. So Joseph, I appreciate you saying that tremendously, but I promise, man, very few, if anyone, can truly do this alone. Now, when I say do it alone, I mean, you have to have some help somewhere. You have to have either a broker to help you fill the order, right? You can't do it by yourself. You need the broker to help you. Even if you're a lone wolf sitting in your mom's basement trading, you got to have someone putting the order in there for you. So all of us need some kind of help. And for me, when I look for help, I reach out to other traders. I ask them questions. I have interviews with them every single Wednesday and try to figure out how I can better myself, how I could change my mindset. What's the new thing I never thought about? What's that new company? What's that new stock? What's exciting? All that good stuff. You got to ask. So yes, folks, it takes time. It takes growth. It takes progress. But change your mind, change your life. Huge. Huge, huge. Biggest revelation I ever had. Once I realized I didn't have to outwork everybody to make more money. That was massive for me. I just had to become more valuable. Joseph says, that's why I'm reaching out to you, because I always knew that you were the one. Thanks, man. I mean, me and you have traded together before numerous times. And the reason I remember is because you're Joseph Smith III. I've never had another Joseph Smith III. So I appreciate you saying that. It means a lot to me. But yeah, me and you have traded together numerous times before in the past. And I help as many people as they help me. It's a community feel. Michael says, Jeremy, I'll be joining the trading room as well. We've had many great convos about this. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. EJ says, I feel that Chinese IPOs are giving higher risk-reward ratios, or is that just me? No, they look great right now, but they've already kind of moved. They've already made their move, so you're not going to be buying them today. You're going to be buying on some type of pullback. But you're absolutely right. I love the new Chinese IPOs. I'm sure most of you found out about a lot of the newer ones from our website, and many real life traders are just absolutely crushing these things. The biggest challenge is most real life traders who are already in IQ are selling around this area. So again, if you're playing a stock like this, the beautiful part is find the trend. Once you know the trends, buy the dip. So you can start planning that now, like right now, planning that for the future. But yeah, as of today, I wouldn't buy today personally. Emily says, didn't you have a funding for day trade? What do you mean, Emily? I'm probably reading your question wrong, but if you want to throw that one at me again. Don't you have funding for day trading? Yeah, so, okay, I see what you're saying. Correct. The hedge fund. That is right. That's this website, this site right here on the RLT site. These two videos are very very useful. So again, money is not the object. Remember that, folks. You can go get more money. That's the easy part. I have another firm that I work with that if you have $50,000, they'll give you $1 million to trade with. It's a prop firm called Bright Trading. Money's everywhere, right? So don't worry about the money. Money is everywhere. James, does the hedge fund allow option trading or only stocks? Only stocks, James, because you're already getting massive leverage, right? You're getting 1 to 10. Options are already leveraged. So great question. But again, all these videos are entirely free. They're on my website, and you can check them out and get so much information, some of your questions answered that way. And again, the reason I do this is to remind people that, yeah, the money is there. Money is the least of your concerns, my friends. The least of your concerns. Don says, checking the public library. Throw some more books at me. Oh, man. Launch by Jeff Walker is really good. Anything by Tony Robbins is amazing. Trading in the Zone, solid. I mean, a lot of trading books. Trading books are good. I prefer mindset books because trading is easy. Buy and then sell higher, you know. That's really about it. Let's see. Grant Cardone. I love the 10X rule. It's a great book. Sell or be sold. Be obsessed or be averaged. Be average. That's a great book. Killing Sacred Cows. Has nothing to do with cows. Phenomenal book. I already mentioned Jim Sincero. Yeah, I mean, those right there, those will last you a solid few months or two. Seymour says, so you're serious about 50K with 1 million in buying power? Yeah, I'm dead serious, man. Money's everywhere, brother. Easy. Joseph says, I have to go back to work. When is the time? Send me what I need to join you. Will do. Kevin says, can you look at SPX? This is the S&P 500. I don't think this is a stock, right? So if you look at the S&P 500, let's go look at INX, I believe, on, I always forget what it is on TradingView because I always just look at SPY. It is SPX. Okay, so here's the SPX. Nice higher lows coming in. Nice resistance right here. So we trade to the resistance. We're pulling back. We pulled back a little bit the last 2 or 3 days. So most people are going to be pretty excited about it breaking higher. And I do think that is what eventually happens on SPX as we break above this resistance right here. So I'm bullish on the markets. I don't see any reason or rationale right now as to not go higher. FC says FNSR. We pull that one up. Andy says, do you risk holding overnight? Is it risky now with all this trades happening? Yeah, I hold overnight. I do swing trades very often. Very often I will do swing trades, Mr. Andy Richardson. So no, I don't think it's risky to hold overnight. It's all about time frame. If you're under the age of 40, you better be holding something long term. You better be holding something. FNSR. Finestar Communications. It's at a really good support. It's obviously trading very sideways. Let me go to a monthly chart and see if that changes anything for me. Wow, this is a monthly. So you have a really big resistance here at 19. Very, very big. So the 100 and the 200 are converging on the monthly chart. So if and when you can break above there, I'd be looking at getting in on a pullback. So you probably have 3 or 4 or 5 more months maybe before that goes higher. But it is at a support. It is at a buy low, sell high. You could absolutely be watching it bullish. Just kind of keep your eyes on that. Leon says, what's the firm that funds your account for 1 million? Email me. It's Bright Trading. I'll send you the link, whatever you guys need. That is all obviously only for day trading, but I'll send you the websites. Again, I'm not affiliated with them, but one of my good buddies trades with them, and money is everywhere. Bright Trading, that is correct. Yep. All right. Chief says Gilead's breaking down. So GILD, this is one that we had set up. We just never got filled. Nice looking trend, nice little mover. Charles says, have you looked at Square today? I have not. I did have a covered call on Square that expired on Friday. The 65 covered call for June. Oh, wow, it's at 66. Beautiful. Looks like I'll be doing another covered call probably tomorrow or today for July. Like a July 80 maybe. That's unbelievable that Square did this. Incredible stuff. $80 covered call pays 27 cents for July. I'll probably end up doing that. Very cool. Jesse said it's phenomenal. Absolutely. It's key. Matthew says, what's your thoughts on BZUN? Does it look like it might be breaking down or up, go sideways later? So Matthew, what's the trend on BZUN, in your opinion? What is the trend on BZUN? Matthew says up. There you go. That's all you need to worry about. BZUN. Don't worry if this is the top and it goes lower, because if that happens, you get stopped out and you lose a little bit of money. That's okay. Here's the pullback into the moving averages, right? So there's the 20. So Matt, is it going to bounce off the 20? Yes or no? No idea, man. No clue. Could it? Yep. What if it bounces off the 20 and you're not in? And you don't make money. So how do you bridge that gap? Get in, lose small if you're wrong. That's it. So if it breaks down and this is the absolute high and it never goes higher, then you lose a little bit and then you can figure out what to do next. I would say this particular level, BZUN was a beautiful move. Very nice trend, gorgeous gap. And it did hit a target. So I do think, and I'm happy to see this pullback actually occur. But the trend is very nice. I would try to buy it as low as you can because it did hit a target, but BZUN, in my experience, will be going higher. It just needs a little bit of a rest. So here's my analysis back on April the 10th, ladies and gentlemen. April the 10th, when its stock was at $48.15. That's it made a $20 move. That's $20 per share. Doesn't matter how many shares you bought. 10 shares, 100 shares, 1,000 shares, you made 20 bucks a share. That's pretty good. So now that we're at the target, or one of the targets, I would like to see BZUN just rest a little bit, Matthew, and then ultimately continue higher. So yep, I would like to buy the dip on that one rather than a breakout for sure, because the trend is already confirmed. Amazon making new all-time highs today, I believe. Yep, new all-time high on Amazon. Its next target, 2002. So Amazon, buy the dip. I'm not in Amazon right now because it did not hit the 10 or the 20 or the 50. I wanted it to dip recently, and it did not do that on either the daily chart or the hourly, either time frame. Neither one of those got hit, so I'm waiting. Alibaba, this is a really good move on Alibaba. The trend is bullish. It made new all-time highs just recently. I think this is also a nice buy the dip opportunity because Alibaba is at its previous all-time high right here. and it's retesting that all-time high as old resistance, new support. So kind of bouncing, chopping around, and I do think BABA continues higher. The last analysis I did on BABA, I've been mentioning that 217.55 was and has been my target on BABA for a bit. Let me just make sure I posted that covered call at 220 for anyone who did that. Also expired worthless. Neil says Tesla's in beast mode. It is indeed. So many good moves today. A lot of good moves. Happy that we're profitable on the day. Congrats for those who traded. It was very nice. Theory says, how do you calculate the targets? Some of them I use fibs for. Some of them I use measured moves, wave counts oftentimes. But usually if it's at an all-time high, I'll use Fibonacci's. Expired, worthless. All right, and I'm gonna look at two more and then we're gonna be done, folks. Believe it or not. Type in a 7 if you've been here that entire time, since 8 a.m. That is 5 hours. No trading room does that. No trading room goes 5 hours straight, non-stop talking all day, making sure you guys are entertained, trading, and profitable. We're the best in the world, ladies and gentlemen. It's a lot of 7s. There's a lot of 7s. Real life trading. If you want to be around the best traders in the world, it's right here. You're the greatest. Has nothing to do with me. Has everything to do with the community of people that we are with. Keysight technology, very good trend. The trend is bullish. I really love the bounce off of the 10. I'm going to put this on the list actually on Wednesday. I'm going to put it for the swing trading list because this looks like a nice gap. I have not played this. I'm not in this trade at all, but I love this bounce off of the 10. And if I were trading this one, I would have gotten triggered in today with a stop below the low of this candle. And then I would just keep my fingers crossed for a trend to continue bullish on KEYS. Last but not least, last stock for me for the morning day trading room is KMI. KMI, Kinder Morgan. I've been waiting for this one to close above this particular level. 1722. If it can close above Kinder Morgan 1722 today, late in the afternoon, it's going to be very strong, very bullish. On a weekly chart and a longer term chart, Kinder Morgan looks pretty nice. You got two small black candles kind of back to back. So close above 1722 on Kinder Morgan, in my opinion, would be a good place for a longer term entry. Longer term approach being somewhere between the 1 to 2 year mark on Kinder Morgan. It's going to take some time to grow higher, but it's not super expensive. Crystal says, I will be tomorrow. Been hoping to work with you. I'm getting closer. I love it, Crystal. Thanks for being here. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been an absolute honor and privilege. I know it sounds crazy, but that was 5 hours of recordings. If you watched the whole recording, you are amazing. For those here live, thank you. We do this every day, Monday through Friday. Our mission is to enrich lives. I'll be back from 5 to 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for another session of Mentorship Monday, where I'm going to be discussing time frames, entries, stops, exits, how to plan your swing trades. And then tomorrow, we're going to kick it into high gear. Brad's going to be here. It's going to be phenomenal. You're going to love it. Thank you so much, friends. You are amazing. I truly appreciate it. This was a wonderful day. It was a profitable day in the room. Feel good about it. 50-50, and I still made money every day. I love those odds. You guys are amazing. And until next time, remember, love life, live life, and trade it. You're phenomenal. I'll see you. Peace.